it's super impressive that Lyn is still able to compete despite having quite a big rig.
Yep, and we are, of course, at 1-1. This third and final match is going to decide who will go through into the grand final to take on Sky. And that third and final map is going to be Tyrannistan. We're going to talk a little bit about it in the start, I guess, of the game, because we are about to get this one underway. Of course, Sky is waiting. It's going to be Lyn versus Fly. Third and final match is coming your way right now. So, Tyrannistan, third and final matchup. Kevin, break down the map for us.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that Tyrannistan is going to be the final map. That means that either of these guys vetoed Echo Isles. I'm not sure who that is. We did not get any information regarding that. Tyrannistan is, unlike Twisted Meadows and Turtle Rock, the first two maps that we've seen today, a two-player map. So that means that you know for sure where your opponent spawns, and often the games will play out a little bit the same. What I mentioned earlier today is that this is a map which is quite big. You can see Lyn spawning in the right bottom side of the map and Fly on the left top side of the map. For a level 1 Blade Master, that's a really big distance to travel across. So you don't really want to run across the map and then not be able to achieve anything, because then you're just way behind. You're like going to be extremely far behind, so you cannot do that. So what you see most of the time on this map is both guys, they start off creeping on their own side. It's basically they're on a little island, and they will start creeping on their island. And if you have like a combination of the 4 creep camps, the Goblin Laboratory, Goblin Merchant, and the 2 small green ones, you're exactly level 3. Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, but no, not less, but like maybe a few XP more, but it's really, really close to just hitting level 3. And level 3 Blade Master just plays out entirely different than level 1, because where the level 1 Blade Master, let's say, takes 30 seconds to run across the map, the level 3 Blade Master takes 10 seconds. So that changes the entire dynamic of this matchup, and that's why it plays so different, or it plays out so different than any other map. And I never liked it, and I know a lot of Orc players alongside with me hated this map, just for the fact that you basically start off with level 3 Blade Master against level 3 Blade Master, because that's the best way to start off in this game. There's not a whole lot you can do about that, and it just makes the game a little bit more random. It's almost impossible to keep your grunts alive. You will often even see players just hiding their grunts, like in a corner of the map, hoping that the almighty Blade Master won't scout it. And that's why I thought it was always kind of silly and plays out really strange.
Well, Blade Master is out. Of course, there is a peon from Fly in Lyn's main base, which he chooses to completely ignore there. And we see Fly already starting off here with that first green camp. You see again the switch off between that town portal and the circle of nobility right from the very get-go, and Lyn is going to get into his creeping pattern as well.
Fly 100% did pick up the Cloak of Shadows. That's quite useless. Lyn saw this town portal straight away to quick a little bit quicker. Oh, here comes the PN. Are we going to get an epic last hit? Are we going to get an epic last hit? No, no! Ooh, that was close, man. He could have got it.
That would have been a ridiculous start for Fly moving into that one. Actually, he has the advantage in terms of the creeping right now. He is on his second camp already. We can see down in the bottom right that Lyn is still on that first one. What was the item there? I didn't quite see it.
It wasn't Tome. I just picked up a Tome.
Ah, okay.
I actually... Oh, no. This is fine. I was worried a little bit that the PN did manage to get the other creep and then we missed it. It would have been a really, really sad panda. So we can see both these guys just creeping along, and as I mentioned, that's most likely how this map is going to play out. Just get level 3 as quick as possible. Like the reason people are probably wondering like now, why does he take so much damage on the Blade Master? That's okay. I mean, as long as you don't lose the Blade Master, and you do not want to lose it, 23 HP, that's fine. He did have vision. Oh, Speed Scroll actually being used by Lyn as well. He did have vision on the other side of the map with his PN, so he knew where the Blade Master of his opponent was. So he basically could afford to take a risk or two, because the creeps are not super smart. They won't out-micro you, unless you play Night Elf, and then you use Rejuvenation.
We are seeing that Blade Master of Lyn moving down. He sees the Voodoo Lounge, which he managed to cancel so often in this game already completed. Just checking up there to see that that creep camp has been finished as well. And actually the Blade Master's pretty much switching position in this one. Lyn is going to finish off this camp up by the Goblin Merchant on Fly's side of the map, just trying to deny that little bit of XP where he can.
Yeah, that is really nice actually. He's gonna sell the Wand of Lightning Shield. I would have loved to do something smart with it. I actually think that's not all that of a bad item in Orc vs Orc, because often you see people focusing the Kodo Beast or surround a certain raider, and if you drop a Lightning Shield on the raider, it does 20 damage per second on every single unit around it. That can be really, really massive. But he decided to sell it. Of course, Disenchant is a hard counter to it, but often you don't want to use your mana on Disenchant. You rather get Spirit Links. Lyn picking up those units on Fly side of the map, that is really big. Fly picking up that Slippers of Agility +3 is quite big, even though once again it's one of the smallest tier items in the game, to call it like that. It's a very big item for the Blade Master.
Oh, and actually Lyn could end up losing the grunt here. Nice blocking going on from Fly. Lyn doing a good job to block the other way as well, and he's actually going to get the Blade Master around and try and take this grunt from... Oh, he lost out there. The creeps actually took it away from him. You can see that down at the back. He's still continuing to harass, but Fly trying to chase in onto these two grunts from Lyn.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy right there. Lyn could have definitely got the last hit, and that would have been 60 experience, because that is what grunts give. Here we do see Fly's Blade Master. Wow, Fly's Blade Master is really beefy already. Those items really helping out a lot, and Lyn really, really has to deny this grunt, because if he's not going to deny it, then it's going to be a level 3 Blade Master.
And he doesn't deny it. Blade Master is now level 3. Surely going to deny that War Mill as well while he's there.
Wow, that was brilliant. That was so smart by Lyn. Unfortunately, that Blade Master just did level up. I swear, a level 2 Blade Master would have probably died in that phase of the game, in that situation. Really unfortunate. If he would have denied it, it was brilliant. Oh man, that could have been the move of the tournament. Locking that Blade Master up in the main base with that War Mill and then finishing it off with the Burrow support. Unfortunately for Lyn, it did not turn out like that. He did not get the last hit on his own ground. The Blade Master leveled up. And, well.
So here we go then. The second hero is coming out. Once again, Shadow Hunter for both players as we get Lyn back into that creep. Obviously, he switched colour to blue in the second game, did Lyn, and now he's gone back to red. That could be a bad omen for him.
Yes, indeed. Red is never good. Fly always plays with purple. That's how he rolls. We have 3 circlers right now for Lyn as well. That is very beefy, but he's still not level 3. Here we see that level 3 Blade Master. Oh, so quick. It's going to make it so much harder for Lyn to scout. Lyn's going to heal up, because he knows that if the Blade Master finds him right now and uses 2 or 3 Windwalks, he will end up losing his Blade Master. Just because the level 3 Blade Master is so much quicker than the level 2. And it seems like Lyn wants to go greedy over here. Here comes the hero.
And we see Fly working his way on this camp. Actually, he's going to bring... Lyn's going to bring both of his heroes in, maybe. No, he's actually waiting down.
Oh, the Shadow Hunter of Fly might actually get hexed right now. Lyn is going to creep this camp, but Fly is going to backstab him, even though his army is way out of position. Dust of Appearance will probably be used. What item will Fly pick up? And he will pick the Devolution Arrow. That's better than the Braces, but neither of them is very, very good. Lyn finding himself in a little bit of an awkward position right now. He's like, I'm on your side of the map with 4 units, and I got no level 3 Blade Master. I should run, and that's exactly what he does.
That Blade Master will be leveling up once he finishes off that next camp, however. We see a Fly starting to work his way down there as well. Maybe go for a steal.
Yep, finally level 3 for the Blade Master of Lyn. And I think so far this game is actually really quite even. He did lose 1 grunt in the process, but that's okay. Ooh, what is the Blade Master of Fly going to do? Fly will creep this up a little bit quicker, so he's going to have a small advantage on his Shadow Hunter. But in the long run, Lyn should be able to get those creeps here over here as well. So he will be able to get the same amount of experience. Fly does manage to steal 1 creep. He might cancel a few healing salves as well. Hit every grunt once. Come on, Fly. I mean Lyn. That's exactly what he does. Cancels those salves. Very annoying for an Orc player. Wow, a Zapper. No way. What are you going to do with it, Fly? No, but it's going to get spotted. Hex. Oh, doesn't matter. It's not very good against raiders. It's much better against buildings. Wow, Fly, what did you plan to do over there? That's actually, Zappers are very expensive. So he's wasting quite a bit of gold. Lyn, that was like a troll face moment for Lyn. He's like,
Raider just walks in and one-shots it.
Yeah.
So we see once again Fly sniffing around. Gonna go in for the last hit. Doesn't manage to actually getting himself hexed up here. There's that Blade Master, but will windwalk his way to safety. Lyn should have no real problems finishing this one off as Fly has backed away.
The good thing is, even when you don't get the creeps with the Blade Master like this, it's still very, very good to be around like that, because you force your opponent to keep his Blade Master around your army, because the Blade Master has the most DPS and he gets the last hits. So basically, Fly is doing indirect damage right now to Lyn, because all that Lyn wants to do is the exact thing that Fly is doing right now, creep alone with the Shadow Hunter. But he's not able to do that because the Blade Master is there all the time. So even though when Fly is not able to get a single creep, he's still doing a fantastic job at harassing, as silly as it sounds.
Both Blade Masters with their opposition's armies right now. Fly decides to pull his back. There goes the level on the Shadow Hunter of Lyn.
Lyn at 40 supply right now. Or 40 food, but the supply is fine too.